know on Tuesday in Sunrise, the Stanley Cup will be in the building. We'll be there. Liam McHugh, Henrik Lundqvist, Anson Carter, Paul Bissonnette, Wayne Gretzky. This felt like such a critical moment, critical game. We know both teams are skillful. We know that they're strong and resilient. Did it feel like one team had a little bit more will, a little bit more desire, and just met the moment tonight?
Right from the get-go, Florida played a really smart, intelligent road game. And we could see the first 10 minutes, they looked like the better team. Edmonton looked cautious. They were on their heels. They weren't making plays. They weren't getting pucks to the net. Really no threat offensively in the first period. And when you win a game, when you come back from being down 3 goals on the road, game 4, I thought the energy and enthusiasm would have been breathtaking for the Oilers with these fans and how great the fans are. But that just shows you how professional the Florida Panthers are. They just went about their job, went about their work. They leaned on their top guys, but they got contributions from everyone. And I thought, as a defense core, this was their best game as a defense core in the whole series.
No doubt. I was actually shocked at the amount of passengers that the Oilers had tonight. Like, I couldn't believe they laid an egg like that at home, but all credit to the Florida Panthers boys. Right. And you could really tell that they were on a mission from the moment you saw them in the tunnel coming out. They seemed confident, they seemed loose, and they knew that they were going to establish their game early and often, and I really thought it started with that third line. I felt like at that 16-minute mark, there was one shift in particular where I was like, oh, wow, they just took the momentum, and I really never saw them give it back the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, we should not be surprised. What they've done on the road in these playoffs, it's historical, right? They come in every building, doesn't matter what team, and then they have their style. They know how to play, and on top of that, you have a couple of players that made incredible individual efforts. Started with Marchand. I mean, those goals are world class. We talked about it off camera here. How smart he is with his stick. It looked like nothing was going to happen, and he managed, not with full speed, but just how he locks the stick of the defenseman. Then he gets to the puck, then he gets him, and we saw it in game 1, right?
Game 2, OT
Game 2, same
OT,
thing. Yeah. How he uses his strength with his stick, and then small little dangles in front and puts it in. That was a master class, and I felt like he was driving the bus, so you could see it already the first couple shifts he was out there.
I feel like teams that win back-to-back Stanley Cups, as Florida has a chance to do that, have to have a strong third line. I think you touched on it, Biz. When I played, Detroit Red Wings had that grind line. Most recent history, HBK line in Pittsburgh, get Good Rose line in Tampa Bay. This third line for Florida Panthers, outstanding. Gretz, when you played, what was your third lines like, and how important were they to the success you guys win your Stanley Cups?
You got to have depth, right? We had Craig McTavish, Dave Hunter, and Pat Hughes, and that was a line we knew they were going to go out there and they were going to work hard, they were going to set a tone, and they were going to be strong defensively. And if they got a goal, that was a bonus for us, right? But you're right from the first game, and I remember listening to the coach after the first game, and he was talking about, you know what, we're trying to keep Barkov out there and we're trying to keep Lundell out there against them. So they're not even looking at that line as a third line. They're looking at it as second line.
We're going to talk to Brad Marchand about that third line, about the whole game in a little bit, but let's get to the highlights here in the post-game show presented by Vanda Pharmaceutical. All the fans out, fired up. Huge game here in Edmonton as they tried to take the series lead. The big story coming into this, Cal Picker gets the start on the heels of a spectacular game 4, but it was this man, Brad Marchand, just ready, pouncing, and then finishing.
And boys, it's about the details. I mean, that's a neutral zone face-off at center ice. I mean, Podkolzin gets beat, and then all of a sudden, Ekholm, rarely you see him get beat one-on-one. He gets baited to the outside. Marshy perfectly pulls it over, ends up going top shelf. And like this one, I mean, I don't know what you're going to do. Sam the Bennett menace. I mean, how many goals does this guy have on the road now? 13 goals? This is insane, man. This guy's probably going to win the Conn Smythe. Or Marchand, pick your poison, right? But just horrible defending on both goals, and not a good start for them in that first period.
I'm really enjoying you still calling him Sam the Bennett Menace instead of Sam the Menace Bennett. But that's a different story. It's 2-0 here. And it's Bob making stops. It's been a huge advantage the whole time. We talked about pucks going over the right shoulder. Didn't happen on that one, Hank.
No, when you get too close to Bob, that's when it gets so good because it's hard to elevate it over him. You need a little distance, even if you're tipping the shot or even taking shots. Further out is always better.
The frustration continued at this point for McDavid. He'd been blanketed. He got an opportunity, rung one off the post. This is legendary stuff right here for Brad Marchand.
Just completely undresses Wallman there, boys. Like, look at we question his speed. It feels like he's got new life, Brad Marchand. He's just high-stepping through the neutral zone, and then obviously magicianal work here.
It's beautiful.
There's another guy who's going to get paid in the offseason. Now watch this. Oh, my goodness.
He probably had free tickets to get in the building with that sweater.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
That's something that I would do, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
3-0, third period. Finally, McDavid, he breaks through. Some quick hands, quick feet, and it's his first goal of the series.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Early on, he had that glorious opportunity on that 2-on-1. Couldn't bear it. He finally finds the back of the net for the first time in the Stanley Cup Final. And, I mean, too little, too late, in my opinion. And this was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. I mean, just a laser shot, top G's, bar down from Sam Reinhart. And we've seen this story before, boys.
Yeah, it's a great shot, but you can't leave a guy that open in the slot area. There's nobody within 10 feet of him. This is the Stanley Cup Finals Game 5, and he's wide open having a lunch break there.
And that response was a minute later. This came later on, though. Corey Perry, 10 goals in the series, not enough. 5-2 the final.
Oh, Wayne's stuck in there, too.
Wayne, I didn't know you were part of this team.
Oh, Ace is looking way too serious.
I'm all tatted up, too, boys.
All I know is right now the Steamer's beating Pink Pony.
Oh, no. The final dagger.
Who am I mean mugging over there?
How did Busy Bets do tonight?
Hank?
I think it's time to go to commercial. What do you guys think?
Now, let's talk a little Brad Marchand before we get into that, because first player, multiple 2-goal games in a cup final since Max Talbot in 2009. First player with 5 road goals in a single cup. And a guy who just makes things happen. He finds you on your heels and he takes advantage.
Boys, these aren't tap-ins. These are just unbelievable individual efforts. And, like, Ekholm is one of the best defensive defensemen in the league, and he walks him like nothing. And just check out the read here. Like, he knows that Walsman's coming over. Boom, works this triangle. And Hank, you mentioned how strong he is on his stick. As he comes through here, look at how much weight he puts down on Walman's, so he can't knock that puck away below the goal line. So that strength on his stick is huge, allows the puck to come back over, and then slides it through the wicket, just like you said in Game 2 on the OT.
It was interesting to hear that he watched Datsuk, because he was the master of that. He could stand still and protect the puck without touching the puck. He was just locking sticks all around him, and it makes sense that he looked at him a lot, practiced it a lot, and a lot of it is determination too. The strong hands, heavy stick. We talk about that in the playoffs. You need to have a heavy stick, hold on to it, but protect it as well. And he's doing it so well.
And I mentioned that HBK line for Pittsburgh with Hagelin, your former teammate with the Rangers, Bonino and Kessel. That's what Marshy feels like to me. Phil Kessel was a first-line player, playing on the third line, getting great opportunities playing against other teams' third line. That looks like what I'm seeing right now with Marchand. He's a first-line player playing down the lineup. Now you're playing against other teams, maybe fourth and fifth defenseman, or maybe fifth and sixth defenseman. So that's going to create opportunities. He's taking full advantage of them right now.
And I don't think enough can be said about the 5-men defensive effort, each line who was going over the boards for Florida. I looked over at the score clock. I think there was about 3 minutes left, and the Oilers, with the power plays that they had in the second period, had only generated 16 shots on net. So from Barkov down, and I thought that was Barkov's most impressive night, knowing that you were going to see McDavid's best. He was the wet blanket that we all expect him to be every game long, and each line followed it up. Sam, the menace Bennett.
Boom.
I got it for the first time in a long time. But it was just incredible. And that decor, from blocking shots to closing on guys, from when they went down on all fours at the right time to just being in position, allowing Bobrovsky to get the strong side of the net, taking away the far side. It was a masterclass on defense. So, I mean, we talked about the offense, but defensively they were just so sound.
And listen, there were some people out there didn't think Brad Marchand should be in the discussion for Hall of Fame. May have changed their minds during this series, wondering if he'd be on that Olympic team for Canada next year. I don't think there's any question at this point. Oh, I mean,
they have a couple guys got to lay like that.
Soon, yeah.
Knows happy too, boys. The Bees. After 2 rounds, that draft pick turned out to be first.
Sam Bennett's on the other side.